These
It's
ones
like
will.
a Power Ranger. You know, they come in different colors. They have different qualities.
Oh no, are you drinking tonight, Kyle?
Yeah, no, Dirk's gonna be a douche.
No, you said it was sober January and you weren't gonna do that anymore.
I know. I did say that. I went to dinner with my mom. I had a thing.
Mm.
Don't worry, it's only a sip of sunshine.
All right. Just heard from Kyle. He said start without him. Where is Geldus the Necessary? What a great nickname, by the way.
Hmm.
It's a really good one.
Guess it's better than Geladouche.
Mm-hmm.
Ill at all of us. Someone just texted running late.
That's Jana. Are you guys gonna give nicknames to everybody else? Geldus the Necessary, Ezra the Short-backed.
Short backed. That's good.
Yep.
I mean, I really do, but I mean, my back is shorter than yours. You're a fucking dragon person.
Yeah, I mean, but I also like maybe on a dragon the back is just a limited part of the posterior chain, you know?
It,
Like maybe it's not quite all the way shoulders to hips.
just keep in mind that I'm the perfect height to punch you in the balls. Just keep that in mind.
You're assuming dragons have balls.
Okay, so we've got Ezra the Short-backed, Geldus the Necessary, Dirk the Dick, Zerwin.
Wow.
Uh, Zerwin grappled that. Was it a demon or a devil that Zerwin grappled?
Well, he
And
also
it,
rode a dragon. He could be Zerwin the Dragon Rider.
I
He
also
could be
bag,
just
I also bag
Zerwin the grappler.
could be Zerwin the Mentor Banger.
Mm-hmm.
You've got
yeah,
options.
there's too many. We're gonna have to list titles for
Jana, you
Zerwin.
showed up just in
It's gonna
time.
be like Game of
Jana,
Thrones. Titles, titles,
His
titles.
title's all the way down for Zerwin.
it's just it's like the introduction to like at the finals of a wrestling meet.
Also, yeah, also Zerwin Stonecrotch because he did have that guy blow up while he was straddling him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty gnarly. Zerwin's had quite a few kind of gnarly adventures so far.
What
Yeah, I
about
mean,
Ashen Crotch?
That's not bad.
whenever we encounter a problem, Zerwin's first idea is to lunge pelvis first toward it.
That's not totally inaccurate.
Zerwin the pelvis lunger?
It's also not necessarily problems. It's pretty much any opportunity he has.
Zerwin the opportune?
So, all right, so Jenna hasn't been around long enough to earn a nickname yet, but Owen
Hmm.
kind of has. He might need a nickname too.
Jenna the nameless is kind of good because it's like a name, but also she's nameless.
Rough.
I'm into it.
Not as good as Geldus the Necessary.
Well, Owen was Owen the Silent.
He was Owen the Silent because I
He
was
can't be
playing him.
that anymore. Uh,
Owen used to sneak up on me. I fucking kept forgetting he was with us.
Oh, guys, I just
What
found the
about, like,
perfect emoji.
Barley the Unconfirmed?
I'm not 100% sure what that means.
Is he here? Unconfirmed.
What? Like, guys, I'm a set of lungs. This is weird. Oh, here we go. There's wizards.
You're like a small child
Yeah.
who's discovered, like, a keyboard.
Oh my God. I didn't even know Discord had these things.
no, didn't like that one.
God, you got a toy
Ooh.
that made noise.
Boo.
Oh man, this is great. I'm gonna start telling the muffin joke every time people are late. You guys know the muffin joke? Zig knows it.
What's the difference between a muffin and a cupcake?
No, Geldis knows it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So when I was
Two muffins in an oven.
so when I was raid leading, if the raid started wiping a lot and not like if it started wiping, but if people weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing, I would tell the muffin joke. And like the first time you hear it, you're like, oh, the muffin joke's not so bad. But after like the 300th time you hear it, you're like, oh my God, he's gonna tell the muffin joke. And also every time there's a new person in the raid, I tell the muffin joke. And it goes like this. You ready for it, Dirk?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's these two muffins in an oven. And one muffin turns to another muffin and says, holy shit, it's hot in here. And the other muffin turns back and goes, holy shit, a talking muffin!
Oh, I have heard the muffin joke.
Yeah.
What the fuck was the name of the demon that Zerwin grappled?
It
I don't
wasn't.
know.
I don't. Was it a demon?
I don't remember him
Or was
grappling a demon.
It was
The
a.
demon lord who ate my fireball and like killed all of us. And wanted
Oh,
to.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
In
I do
the
remember that.
mine. In the mine.
Yeah.
That's when Geldis flew.
Yeah. Is that the only time you flew, is it?
First time Geldis flew.
There you go.
I'm
I
mostly
think I
just
can
wanting
find
to
it.
confirm that it was a demon and not a devil.
Yeah, it was Grazitz.
Grazitz.
Fucking grab a demon. I don't give a shit.
Demon lord. All right. Right, and he's going to show up to Baldur's Gate with a demonic army. Okay. Yeah, Zerwin the Grazitz Grappler.
Does have a certain ring to it.
Dragon Strider.
Dragon Strider's not bad.
Dragon Straddler.
Dragon Stradler. It doesn't quite roll quite as easily off the tongue.
Yeah, I guess you're not really supposed to name yourself anyway.
I still like Ashen Crotch.
The Minotaur Gorer. I guess gore is what you do with your head, right? If you're a Minotaur. Minotaur Rudder.
I saw a meme the other day that was like, somebody told me this the other day, and I cannot stop thinking about it. They're like, centaurs have 2 rib cages.
God damn it.
They do.
2 hearts and 2 sets of lungs.
I don't know about that, but they have two rib cages.
Mm.
Well, of course, they need 2 rib cages, one for each chest. Why wouldn't they?
I like that your response was, "God damn it." All right, well, we're 10 minutes in. Before we start, I just want to say that we need to have a real quick reminder about metagaming. So, no one's done anything wrong. Everyone's been good. But just a gentle reminder that you as a person might know things that your character does not. And if your character does not know those things, you cannot act on them. You cannot suggest them. You cannot do them. If you do that, that's one way that you can metagame, right? So, like, if you overhear something that your character doesn't overhear, you have to keep that to you and not your character, right? Everybody got that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any examples where we did a bad thing?
I can't think of one.
So I can't wave to the dual wielding scimitar dark elf hero from Forgotten Realms when I see him.
Matt can, but
Well,
Geldis cannot.
It would be things like you guys actually wouldn't hear the crown talking to me.
Right.
So if you heard the crown say something, but then my character say it out loud, you wouldn't. That's
a great example.
Yeah.
But Zerwin, do you always vocalize when you're speaking back to it?
I vocalize when I speak back to it, but you wouldn't hear what it says to me. Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear what Zerwin says to the crown.
I think for the most part, you guys have been good at it. Also, there was like when Dirk was talking to his wife, not wife, right? That all happened. Everyone was pretty good about that. Yeah. But I just wanted to like iterate that before we go forward, because as like the stakes increase and like certain things might happen for certain characters, you really got to make sure that you separate, right? You got to delineate between what you experience and what your characters experience as best as possible. It's challenging. All right. Who would like to do recap tonight? Yeah.
I couldn't possibly read Jana's notes.
The person in the cage was a woman.
Were they that bad?
No, they were great.
No, they were far too good for me.
Wearing a collar embossed with magical runes. The collar seemed to have a spell of silence on it, and we were really wary about taking the collar off. There was a latch on the back, but we were real nervous about it. Her name was 4-7, 4-7. She was a servant for the Draconians, and had been imprisoned by someone called the Master. The den of the Master was to the southwest. Zerwin used the Helm of Dwarven Kings to correspond with Kigan Blackmaw, an angry guy. Guy or gal?
Guy, as far as we know.
Okay.
You didn't actually ask, but he had a male voice.
Okay.
Your first question, Zerwin, should be pronouns.
Kigan's a hero famous for killing a black dragon at a young age and winning battles while outnumbered. So Kigan helped us to set up an ambush for the ambush. We split into 4 groups. I guess 5 technically, because we had a few people go through the canyon to like set off the ambush. And then we killed all the Draconians, and we only lost 8 elves, an additional 2 who were seriously wounded. Guys, we've killed like 110 Draconians now. We've basically killed the whole army. Like, it's all downhill from here.
You have killed
like a good kind of
5%.
downhill.
You have killed 5% of the army so far.
Yeah.
It's not nothing. Or that 5% of the army that you know of. Also, I just want to say you tested out the first implementation of the mass combat system, and it went really smoothly, I thought. I didn't hear any complaints from anybody. It went quickly.
Super smooth. Super smooth. And then we went back to Wonder. Oh.
I was just going to ask, Bill, you said something about in the larger scale ones, we have the ability to heal as well.
You just have more options in the larger one. There'll be more dice. There'll be more options.
Okay.
Yeah, everything will be.
Get
There'll be
ye
more.
flask.
All right.
Why can't I get ye flask? All right. None of your students will get that reference. That's all right. None of them are watching. Anyway, we go back to Wonder and we bring 4-7 to Follis. Follis dispels the magic on the collar, and we remove the collar so 4-7 can talk. And then things start to get really interesting really quickly. 4-7 explained that the servants get retired at age 100 and they get sent to a farm upstate. And that's happened to 4-7's mother and a few of her friends. And 4-7 looks human, like not elven, not half elven, human. And so living to 100 and looking young is a big deal. We also find out that the master is Rhymeroth, and these servants are slaves that are being kept by Rhymeroth. They are repeatedly get pregnant, and then they're sedated to give birth. And we did cast detect magic and saw that 4-7 entirely was magic. Brought 4-7 outside, and Follis cast another powerful dispel magic on 4-7, and she turned into a silver dragon, and that was the end.
All right. Very good. So the session ended with you took 4-7 outside, right? Which was a good bit of foresight there. And so you're outside between the like main hall and the barracks that are out back. And suddenly there's a dragon. Now, it's a young dragon, but it's still a dragon, and it's a silver dragon. And it's just there. And 4-7 is like there's like a an instant reaction of like when a dragon might look surprised, that's how 4-7 looks. And there's a touch of panic in her eyes as she sort of flails her wings and tail around and kind of does a half spin, and there's like a strange keening noise coming from her mouth. She continues sort of spinning in a slow circle, and eventually, after a couple of seconds, like collapses to the ground and curls up in a little dragon fetal ball and kind of starts sobbing.
I go like, hey, guy, hi, hey. I approach 4-7, hands like so, and I'm like, hey, 4-7, how are you doing? Are you all right?
You can, hearing a dragon cry is kind of disturbing. Like a really big chest, right? It's a kind of a disturbing sort of moaning growl, sob. And as you approach, she like tilts her head back and like howls, and it's loud, and like absolutely everyone in the town heard that. You're 100% sure.
Can you talk? Can you hear me? Can you understand me? It's me. It's Dirk, the Valiant. I can you
Dirk the Children Scarer is what your name should be. Okay, she says, Yes, I can hear you.
She's speaking common.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's good. You remember me? We were back there and we were in the tent and we talked. How are you feeling? Are, are you 4-7?
Yes. I'm 4-7. I just.
You're 4-7.
What am I? What am I?
What are you? You right now, apparently, by appearances, 4-7, you are a silver dragon. Which as someone who is dragonborn, I gotta say, amazing, incredible. I'm super happy. I think you're growing, you're developing. This is a real chrysalis moment for you. Uh, are you okay?
No. No, I'm not okay. She
You're not
like
okay.
you see that like one of her like dragon legs shrinks back down to like a human leg and then like pops back out again, and like one of her wings like disappears, and like she's like trying to polymorph back into a human and like can't figure out how, kind of, or like is somehow being inhibited or is struggling in some way. And she like wails again, and she's like, I just want to be me. I just want to be me. How can I be a dragon? I'm not a dragon. I'm 4-7. I'm 4-7. I'm a servant. Just a servant. I'm just a servant.
I would just say, just relax. Just relax for a second. Just take it in. First off, think this dragon thing that you have happening, beautiful. It's really beautiful. It's astonishing and impressive, and everybody here thinks it's great, right, guys? Right?
A small crowd has started to gather, mostly of guards right now. But yeah, sorry, everybody can chime in.
Think it's great, right, guys? Right? You think it's great,
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
right?
I
It's
kind of
so
look.
great.
I look over at Follis and I'm like, "Hey, Follis, can you go tell the guards to stand down while we try to figure this situation out?"
Follis is standing with his mouth like wide open and is taking steps back, and then it's like, yeah.
Well, if you had told me that before, I would have gone over and personally
Jonna,
closed
you're
his
muted.
mouth,
Jenna, you're muted.
then asked him to go do it. These are details we need. Yo,
You're right. It's my bad.
Let's make sure the guards keep the townspeople away so that she and we have some privacy.
As much as possible.
That's the better. Let's send away the guards.
4-7, you're the same being you were 10 minutes ago. The makeup of your character is internal. Doesn't matter what you look like on the outside. You're still the same person, the same being you were just a few hours ago. As much as this external change might be hard to take in.
do you have another name? I say out loud to the dragon.
My name is 4-7. It's the only name I've ever known.
That's good. We'll call you 4-7. You can still be 4-7. This is awesome. Is there nearby? So we're by the lake or the pond. That's correct?
We were on the beach, right?
We're on the beach.
You're close. You're close. Yeah.
So is there anywhere nearby where we could potentially like take a walk to get to a more private location?
I mean, the walls go right into the water and then go out into the lake a little bit. they're only like wooden, but you could try to go through one of the gates. There are 3 gates in Wonder, if you remember. I sent you all the map, so
Yeah,
you could
but
try.
then we'd be going into the city.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
you know, she's
Can-
like still trying to revert or like polymorph back into a human.
Hey, 4-7, do me a favor and just take a deep breath. Let's just be where we are right now, because it seems to me like there's a lot of conflict going on. You're dealing with a lot. Completely understand. I think if we just take a second, we just breathe.
Would like a calm spell affect a dragon like this?
Question
Does
mark.
anybody have a calm spell? No, you guys are all a bunch of fucking maniacs.
No, I don't.
Wait.
None of my spells are barely restrained with their raw energy. None of my spells are calm. Come on, you've known
Yep.
me for months at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah, he has
okay.
exacerbate arson. That's his spell.
Probably what we need to do is we need to
Exacerbate
somehow.
arson is a fantastic band name.
Sorry, what were you gonna
I'm
say,
gonna
Galadus?
just
I was gonna say is what we need to do is we need to find other dragons, because she's probably if she's been in prison for 100 years, she probably doesn't know anything any difference than what she has been in under Rhymeroth.
99 years, Gelidus. Come on.
So when you say the name Rhymeroth, she pops back into like human form and like lays like on her back and is like Rhymeroth, and her eyes get real big.
So my understanding, Folus's spell dispelled magic, but he couldn't do the entire thing, even though he casted a super high level dispel magic spell.
The
You
dispel
gotta
magic worked.
deprogram 4-7.
The dispel magic worked,
Okay.
but it's not permanent forever, right? It's not like you can just cast another spell. Like you can dispel one spell, but you can't dispel an area and have it be magic free forever, right? Or a person.
So, all right. So whatever magic she has on her is turning her back into this then, without anyone casting something that we can see.
Can I make a perception check to see if like she is completely changed to the point where it almost seems like a command word?
Sure.
19.
Your impression is that she wanted to turn back into her human form, and that she did this. It just took her a little bit to figure out how to actually do it, since she's never done it before. It's like that scene from The Matrix, right? He's like, "What? Why do my eyes hurt? You've never used them before."
I go, that's amazing. Look, you just changed back, like you changed one way, and you changed back. That's incredible. You have the power to change. Isn't that amazing? 4-7? That's amazing.
4-7.
You're amazing.
How did you do that?
I just wanted to be me again, really hard, and then someone said Rhymeroth, and I got real mad, and then I was me again. We need to kill Rhymeroth.
Do you remember anything else about what had happened?
Yeah.
4-7. Do you remember anything else about the den and what's happened?
Yes, I remembered the tender. We had a tender.
He's got a hole punched through his chest right now, so he's unavailable.
No. It was a woman. She was in charge of all of the servants. Her name was Faeli. Faeli.
Was she an elf?
No, she's a human.
What's a human doing working with Rhymeroth?
Oh, and you know the name Faeli. What is a human doing with Rhymeroth?
I mean, Faeli might not be a human either.
Hey,
Let me do this in a non-meta magic way. I think we've talked about this in game a little bit, but like if silver dragons can turn humanoid, what's to say that other dragons can't take humanoid shape? Like Faeli could be another red dragon, or another chromatic dragon. Right? Those are the bad ones. Metallic are good.
Yep.
4/7, could you turn back into a silver dragon if you wanted to?
I don't know. I really don't want to. It makes me really uncomfortable. I mean, I kind of want to, because it feels freeing, but it's also really scary.
What's uncomfortable about it?
It just doesn't feel like my body. It feels like a dream. I have dreams where I'm a dragon, but dreams aren't real. And then,
Well, you were really just a dragon right now, so it's not just a dream.
it just doesn't. I don't know. It's strange and scary.
A minute ago, you said that we need to kill Rhymeroth, and you're among a group of people who one of our foremost goals is to do that in the immediate future.
Yes, Rhymeroth must die. He's been. We're not servants. We're slaves. We're breeding slaves.
Mm-hmm.
4/7, we're actively trying to kill Rhymeroth, and you may be more able to help if you went back into your dragon form. You don't have to do it now. I understand it's hard. But
could you get us back to Rhymeroth and the other slaves so we could free them too?
Maybe. I know about where it is. But
that would be awesome.
It's heavily guarded. It's a mountain it's a fortress inside a mountain.
How did you end up a slave?
I was born that way. My mother was a slave and then she retired. Retirement. She spits on the ground.
We have some information that is going to be valuable to us toward this goal. So, 4/7, we know that Rhymeroth's army of Draconians is going to attack this city in just a few short days. That's why we were with the elves when we rescued you. We had gone to the elves to ask for help. The side effect of him having his whole army here is his den will be unguarded, or at least very sparsely guarded. We haven't had any discussions tactically about whether we think Rhymeroth himself will lead the attack or if Rhymeroth will sit in his cushy den. But others, some of the rest of you might already have been thinking about this. When that army attacks, that's the perfect time to free the rest of the slaves.
Okay.
I know we've talked about this before, but now that you seem more inclined to hurt Rhymeroth, is there anything you've seen or know that might help us in defeating him?
He is malevolent, prideful, greedy, arrogant. He will think nothing of you. He does not like to be laughed at.
So we could probably draw him out by using that, or maybe even force him into doing something. Right, Zerwin?
Yeah, we need to get his attention. I mean, 4-7. Would you be willing to go back to, wherever Rhymeroth is or wherever you came from, and help us in defeating him?
Oh, I'm gonna go free my friends. Or die
Nice.
trying.
Sure. We would love to help you do that. Don't worry. Everybody else has to do what I say. I'm the Lord Protector.
Yeah, no, it's true.
141, Alpha, Gamma, Delta, and Alpha Sigma are still there. And now that I know that they were going to retire me, that means one of my daughters will be there also. I still don't remember any of the births. Were they births?
How quickly could we get to wherever they are?
Flying or walking?
Could Starlbrand get us close?
Yeah, I can't. I thought we said when we looked at the map and she pointed to where it was, there wasn't anything that close. Am I misremembering that?
She gave us like
Oh,
a
that's correct.
general idea of a radius of about 10 miles, or diameter of 10 miles, in which the den was somewhere in that area. I want to say it was to the southwest, but I can't.
Could someone remind me how powerful was the magic when we casted Detect Magic?
The magical aura?
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out the school. That's all. And her entire body lit up. That's all that I remember. Unless Bill, you want to expound a little bit on that, or impound.
There's what's the precise question you're trying to find out?
I want to know if we had a powerful magic user, if they could detect the magic from a 10-mile radius.
Detect what
I don't-
magic?
If there are 4 more servants, who all have this magic attuned to them or spell cast on them, would we be able to detect it from a pretty decent distance, or would we have to be pretty close?
Detect magic can't be cast at higher levels, or at least it doesn't look like it can be.
Yeah, no, it's you can't. There's no 10-mile detect radius, right? And keep in mind that the reason that this being radiated magic is because they were a dragon, and dragons are inherently magical creatures. Also, they were polymorphed at the time.
Well, this is what I'm saying. The other servants are likely polymorphed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
Was this dragon big enough to fly our whole group?
No. Definitely one of you.
Hmm.
And you said there were no runes that were near where the dragons hold up, Ramroth's lair.
No.
4-7. How long would it take you to fly there with one of us?
Fly? I can't fly.
You can as a dragon.
She would have to learn. She's never done it before.
That makes me real nervous. But if you think I can fly, I could try it.
Yeah, go ahead, try it.
Maybe over the water. Softer landing.
Who's
Are
gonna?
physics different in this world? What are you talking about? Softer on the water.
Well, rather than landing on a church steeple or something like that.
But
Well, if we
good
send,
talk.
what if we send Ezra? Ezra can ride on her back and cast a featherfall, right?
Yes.
Is Featherfall weighted measured in tons?
She says, okay. So the guards are keeping back the people, but there is now a large crowd gathered. And 4-7 is like kind of looking around, kind of nervous, and then she screws up her face and squints her eyes and grits her teeth, and then pops back into being a silver dragon, sort of all at once. In fact, Dirk, you might have been standing a little too close and might have gotten nudged.
Nice.
Uh,
I say that. I say nice.
and then she kind of looks like, it's hard to imagine a dragon looking self-conscious and shy, but that's how this one looks. Kind of like looking around at the crowd and like ducking its head a little bit, and then she's like, okay, well, let me try this. And she stands up and she flaps her wings, and like, it's terrible. Like, they don't flap at the same time. Like, one goes faster than the other, and it's like, you know, uh, she doesn't get any lift off of it. Just creates a whole bunch of wind, a bunch of like dust like flies up in like sand.
Barrel roll.
I shout, "You're doing awesome!"
Do a barrel roll. Who said that?
And then she like stops, and is like, "Did I get off the ground? Did it work?"
Yes, it
Nope.
worked really well.
I yelled nope.
Sir,
We don't have time to baby her, Dirk. We got to get this. We got to get her flying.
No, you
That's-
didn't. You're basically a failure. You should-
oh my god, you
Oh,
guys!
God.
No, I didn't say that. Just I'm a
Oh.
nice paladin.
Oh, okay.
It's all right. You've never done it before. Try it again.
Well, what was I doing wrong?
Try to flap your wings at the same time.
She this time like her wings flap, but also her left rear leg moves at the same time.
Good.
And her tail twitches. And then like, you know, she gets off the ground like maybe 6 inches. And then she like panics and drops, and she can't catch herself and falls in like a big like pile of
That was
dragon.
incredibly impressive. That's higher than I can jump.
Dude, did you see that? You got like 6 inches off the ground. That's amazing.
And that was only your second try.
Do it again.
I'm scared.
It's okay. Being
You're
scared is
getting
normal.
better every time.
Think about saving your daughter and your friends. That'll get you through it.
Why don't you roll me a persuasion check, Zerwin?
Oh no,
Jesus
yeah,
Christ. Can I help him?
You can help
we're
him.
Just going.
I'm giving you the
right
help
at the
action.
feelings.
So you get to roll with advantage, right?
That's
Is
right.
that how help works?
That's how help works.
Oh, baby. I don't need your help.
Wow.
Very good.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, use up all those good rolls. All right. When you say that, she turns and looks directly at you, Zerwin. And she says,
Teleports.
yeah, she does. She gives you kind of that look like, And then she like rears up on her like back legs and like flaps her wings, and I need you to make a strength check.
All of us?
No, just Zerwin.
A
That's
saving throw?
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Just a strength check would work, but yeah.
I did a saving throw.
Yeah, you withstand the buffeting, but she like buffets you with all of the might of her wings and then lifts off the ground like 2 or 3 feet. And then, falls
Keep flapping your
down.
wings. Keep flapping your wings.
And she like falls down and like catches herself on one leg and like catches herself on another leg and then look like she's almost gonna land and then like falls over and lands on her back.
All right.
Okay.
That kind of hurts a little bit, but yeah, I'm all right.
I think she's good to go. Ezra, hop on.
So, by the way, every time this happens, all of the crowd of the townspeople is like, oh, and it's like a just like any crowd of gathered people to do. There's lots of like, sound effects and oohing and eyeing from the crowd, many of whom have never seen a silver dragon, despite living here, which might be a little odd. But you all kind of know why that is.
Just as a reminder, like we're all making fun of me because I don't have Featherfall, right? Like we all remember I don't have Featherfall.
No, I didn't remember that.
Making fun of you because you have a short back.
Hilariously, like I used to have Featherfall and now I don't.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, no, totally. That's why we're doing that.
I need Gelidus and Owen to make me a perception check, being the only 2 people who have seen silver dragons with any regularity.
Do I know that he would know anything about silver dragons?
I mean, you know that those 2 are from this world.
Gelidus has talked a little bit about dragons and dragon lances, and I think Gelidus told us some of the things we know about silver dragons, like where they live, like
Right.
at mountaintops and things like that.
Yeah. You guys both
19.
nailed it. Yeah. You both like just now that like 4-7 is sort of up a little bit. This is a malnourished, sickly looking dragon. This is not a healthy specimen of a dragon. And even though there's no visible wounds, this dragon is, it's not super, like silver dragons are like super shiny, right? They like, the sun glares off them. This one's kind of a little dull, and, the tips of its wings droop a little bit, and, it just, shoulders sag. And Geldis especially, and actually both of you, this is exhausted, malnourished, right? Something that's been, I don't know, kept in a cage as a slave for 100 years.
She needs sufficient food and rest before she's going to be able to learn how to fly.
And we should come up with a plan before we put her through a lot of this.
Oh, my
Yes,
plan was to send you with her, Jana, by the way.
I don't think we should push her.
I'm not kidding. You're going with her.
Great. I'll sneak up and stab Rhymeroth. Now let's...
No, we don't want to do that, but
This
you're going to help us break them up.
What I think we need to do is she's not going to be able to fight. Like,
No.
I'm probably stronger than she is. Well, maybe even Ezra is probably stronger.
Prove it. Prove it. Prove it.
Gelidus is going to arm wrestle a dragon. Let's go.
Yep. So we've got to figure out a way to get the word out so that we get other dragons to come and help us. That's what I would do. Because she's not going to be able to fight for us, and none of the slaves are going to be able to fight for us. But if we can tell the other
do dragons have any sort of telepathic powers?
That I don't know. Maybe. She wouldn't know how to use it, though.
She, after her next, like, she goes up again and then collapses, and she shifts back into human form, and she just lays there on her back, like, panting, with, like, not crying, but just, like, panting, and, like, a single tear, like, rolls down her cheek.
Is she back in human form or still?
Yeah, back in human form.
I'm gonna go help her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go give her water and some food.
Yeah.
Very
Sorry,
good.
dumb question. Does she have clothes when she's like changing back and forth?
Yeah, her so
I don't know how dragons work.
it's not it's polymorph, right? It's not like it's magic is the answer. Um,
That's not a yes or no.
the answer is yes, she's clothed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I felt like it was relevant.
Oh, and when you go over to her and give her food and water, she gratefully accepts it, and then she like sits up and says, "I can't do it.
No one's asking you to.
I'm gonna die, aren't I? My
No, you're not going to die. You're safe.
friends
Well,
are gonna die."
not today, but probably
That.
you're gonna die sometime.
Shut up.
Serwyn, god damn it.
I mean, the good news is you almost certainly will outlive not only all of us, but our great, great, great grandchildren as well.
Your concern about your friends is understandable, and we will do our best to free them.
Thank you.
Any information you can give us about what you've seen and what you've heard.
Yes. The slave pens are not with the rest of the compound, and these slave pens are different.
Out of game, has she drawn us a little like map of the compound at all?
Not
I
yet.
will get a stick and some dirt. Find a dirt patch.
Luckily,
So
you're
we're
on,
on a
the
beach.
beach, so
We're on
you
the beach.
There you go.
yeah.
I will find a stick.
Okay, great. She draws for you. Okay, so
Search the beach for dirt.
let's see your roll.
Damn it! If only we had something we could draw into.
She draws for you a small, like what's clearly like the side of a mountain, and like a small entrance, relatively small, right, dragon size, but not like, like a, chasm, right? And then inside,
Chasm?
not a chasm. Inside it opens up, and it looks like there is what was like first a natural cave system as she draws it. Like then there's parts that are round and parts that are squared off. It was dug into. And it looks like there's several parts of this compound. There is several layers of like doors and gates and like security things just to get in. And once you're in, the slave pens are sort of like off to the left, which is where Rhymeroth is, but all of the rest of the Draconians are off to the right. Yeah, and then she says, and Master Rhymeroth, not my master, doesn't know I know this, but there's a secret entrance in the back.
Bow chicka bow wow.
You're fired. Minus 10 DKP. It's meant for a last second escape if he needs to escape. It's small. A human would have to, sort of belly crawl through it.
Wait. A human would have to belly crawl through it, but Rhymeroth could get through it?
Rhymeroth is a red dragon. He can polymorph just as well as any other powerful dragon.
Oh.
He would become a squirrel.
God, I'd love to fight him as a squirrel. That's what we should do. Get
Out
him
of
to
game?
polymorph into a fucking squirrel. I'll take Jana's bow against that fucking squirrel all day long.
As soon as he takes a single hit point of damage, he would. What we would have to do, like, what would be really fucked up and amazing, is if we could get him into the passage and then do 1 point of damage to him. Then he would become a dragon and get crushed under the weight of basically. That would be a really good plan. But it would require him retreating as a squirrel.
That would be hilarious. You just have a big
I'm
mess.
just saying.
He would squirt out both ends like a sausage. All right. Anyway, she draws you this compound. The servants were kept here. Phaley lives with us, and we serve only Chegistos and Rhymeroth and Phaley, and then we cook meals for all of the Draconians and launder and do their grunt work.
But this is the same. You said it. They're not in the same spot as the main encampment, but it's the same cave.
Yeah.
It's just a different part of the cave. So it's still in that 10-mile radius that we don't know where it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if we could poison all the draconians if they cook all the meals, right?
I like how you're thinking. I have poison.
Yeah, but aren't draconians poison resistant or
Some of
immune
them
to
are.
poison?
Some of them are.
A lot of them would be.
Oh, William!
What?
I pull my crown out and I rolled a 3.
Oh boy. Hold on, I didn't have it up.
That's an awful personal thing to say, Bill.
Okay. Okay, so time slows, and then that voice sort of echoes from the back of your skull to the front. Leave me alone.
Yeah, okay. I pull the crown off.
Perfect.
Okay, put it back in my bag. Continue.
The day is wearing on a little bit. And 4-7 says that she's very sleepy. Is there a place that I can rest?
Would you like to turn back into your human form? Or
She is already.
She is.
It's human.
She did? I missed that. Sorry.
Yeah, there's an inn. You could stay where we're staying.
Used to be a
And
good-looking Minotaur who worked there.
You should
She's
probably
on-
not
she's on the
stay
mend. She's
with
on the mend.
Zerwin.
We can find you a bed. It'll be
Why
probably.
don't you come have the room next to mine?
in what?
We'll keep you
It's a house.
in.
Okay.
It'll be a
House.
comfy bed.
That sounds good.
Excellent food.
The crowd sort of slowly disperses as they see that there's no more dragon to gawk at. And you make your way over to the inn.
Is Follis coming with us, or is he? What's Follis doing?
No, he's coordinating the troops and the.
Okay.
He was doing research when you came to find him. The inn is rather empty. It's mid-afternoon, verging on later afternoon. Yeah, there's not many people in here. You do see Becky.
Also, there's a war coming.
Yeah, there's also a lot of people that have been evacuated. Becky is there. She's healing. She's limping.
Hey, Gelidus, should we get 4-7 more food? Like, how much food does a dragon need to eat compared to us?
A lot, I guess.
I think
I've
if we
never-
got a bunch of food and then you can't order too much.
And a draconian
I
is
agree.
bigger than a person, right?
Some of them, like the Seavacs, are quite large. Some of the
The
other
one
ones
who
aren't.
was the one who's polymorphing into one of Steelbeard's staff. Was he larger than like a average build person?
As an actual draconian.
Yeah.
The what are they called? Aurochs, or the gold ones? They're I mean, maybe a little bit, but not much. The Seavacs are the
I
ones that
went
were
to the
much
closest
larger.
server, and I'm just like, we need a lot of meat, please.
Sure.
My guess would be that she will eat about what a human would eat if she's in human form. That would be my guess. Do you want me to make an Arcana check, Bill, to make that a more of an educated guess?
Would you like to?
Yeah,
You just
I'll
order
try that.
food.
You did just order food.
20.
Not like you.
You ordered. I
not
heard
like
you. I got you.
can't-
Sorry, I don't want us to,
That you're right.
So
You're right, Ezra. That's probably correct. That if she's in human form, she'll eat as much as a human. If she's in dragon form, she'll eat as much as a dragon would. But It's clear also that she hasn't been eating well, maybe ever. Sorry, Owen, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say it looks like dragons eat like 20,000 times what a person eats, depending on their size. So
20,000?
And you said she's youngish. So to put this in game terms, stop me if I'm metagaming, but she would be considered large or huge?
No, large.
Large. That's what I figured she was probably large if she's only youngish.
Like an ancient worm red dragon would eat, yeah, an ungodly amount of food. But they don't need to eat every day, right? And who knows what
also
they eat.
they're magical creatures. They might have a different metabolism. They might be able to be like, oh, I eat like a snake once a year and I'm good.
Yeah.
They only have to eat one snake?
It's like a keto thing.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm intrigued by this, getting him trapped in that tunnel.
Okay.
We would have to scare him into using the tunnel.
We could figure that out, but we also got to plant a trap in the tunnel.
That does a single point of damage at least.
Somebody can talk to cats. It sounds like a cat might be able to fit in one of those, into that tunnel.
Dragon v cat.
Somebody is a halfling and could also fit down there.
You want to send a cat on a suicide mission?
Nope, I want him to plant the trap and then get out of there.
The cat doesn't
can't cast spells.
Cat's got 9 lives. It's gonna
Doesn't
be
have
fine.
opposable thumbs.
Guys, we don't. It can be like a thumbtack trap. We have to do 1 point of damage to this thing. We need a cat to drop something in there that would hurt a squirrel.
Like a mouse trap?
What? Can't a cat do 1 point of damage?
Oh, that would be sweet.
Yeah, just
Yes, cats do like.
We need like a Jack
1d4 points of damage. Actually,
That's what I'm saying. That's all we need.
Cat squirrel fight under the mountain.
So we're gonna put like a cat, 2 cats, a snake.
Oh, your face.
All right, sorry. We'll figure that out later.
Can I just point out that I've written like a novel's worth of like character backstory and plot, and you all are talking about how to get a cat to attack a squirrel in a fucking dragon tunnel. This is amazing. No, this is amazing. This is worth every penny.
Yep.
We learned it from watching you, Dad.
Yeah. I know this is my fault. I take full responsibility.
I'm just saying. Look, we can do a cat thing.
Have you found cats to be particularly amenable? Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so the food comes as you're all talking about cats and squirrels.
I don't know if any of us have the knowledge to put that together, this plan, just in general, but
we can make it happen.
And use a persuasion check with Ezra's help on cats. That's all I'm saying.
Remember about metagaming.
Or I can conjure, I say this in game, I could conjure an animal.
Oh my god, you could be down there, conjure a cat, and make it attack him, and then you would
conjure
just
a cat.
fucking ethereal
It
away.
is within my control. It will obey my commands because I conjure it.
You guys are the worst people I've ever met.
Dirk's gonna solo this one.
I'm gonna solo this goddamn dragon.
Solo this dragon with a cat. And compression physics.
It could be a stoat.
My guess is that by now 4-7 has probably fallen asleep at the table.
She's actually eating ravenously.
Yeah.
This is delicious.
Yeah, it's meat.
She's actually eating the trout, but yeah.
Is trout not meat?
Don't get me started on this whole fish isn't fucking
meat. It's meat of the river.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And I'm saying this in game.
Yeah, when you buy a can of tuna fish, it says chicken of the sea.
First off, I don't know who got you started, but I agree with you, Zerwin. And I don't know why you're saying that.
All right, I get up and
nothing.
I get up and I get up from the table and I go over and talk to Becky, but we don't have to.
I mean, is she at work, or is she just hanging out and drinking?
She's there.
She's not in the infirmary.
She's happy to talk. No, I just said she's there limping around healing.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I missed that because I was so busy thinking about how all of my friends would rather send a cat down the tunnel instead of me to kill the dragon.
So, one of the things Becky says to you, Zerwin, is that there are no healers in this town. The only healers we had left when we evacuated the children because they all had children.
Didn't
Well, we
do
just brought
those
in
children
some.
have dads too?
We just brought in some mages. I assume some of them have at least some minor healing spells, but we don't know what they're.
You know that 2 of them are frost mages because they said so, but otherwise no.
I mean, if somebody sprains an ankle,
I guess you'll find out. 47 asks to be shown to her bed. Jenna, you said you would take.
I'll help her I'll talk to Becky and help her find a room. I assume next to me, and
You guys have your own rooms?
don't we?
I mean, you do.
I think
Yeah.
Yes.
Some of us are sharing rooms. I think maybe.
Yeah, several others are sharing rooms.
Oh, is there an extra room for her, or does she need to share with me?
It might.
We'll pay.
Well, the town's empty. Yeah, we'll pay for it.
There's extra rooms. She's just like, I don't understand. Like, you don't all sleep together?
So we don't all sleep as one big group. We sleep in 3 groups.
Zerwin's flatulence is collective prohibitive, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Owen and Gelidus have a certain partnership.
I mean, a dragon fart's got to be way worse than mine, even when they're polymorphs.
You would think so.
Would you prefer to be with me or in your own room?
Or 47, do you need to cuddle? Because I'm a cuddle sleeper.
I don't care. It's strange, but take me to a bed.
Okay.
She looks like she's gonna fall asleep on her feet.
Let's give her own room.
As she's walking away, I'm like, "Hey, 47, I think that you should embrace your dragon side and not worry so much about being uncomfortable, because you might grow into it, but not right now. Just saying, you did a great job today, and I think you'll.
I will assist Jenna in helping 47 up the stairs.
Had we decided beforehand what her room was going to be?
You did not, so Jenna's just taking her to the room next to hers.
It was going to be a bathroom.
I'm going to go just to do a quick detect magic to try and make sure that there hasn't been like anything nefarious and magical set up in the room.
Great.
Okay. There has not been. Thanks for asking.
Because there still could be bad people in town. We don't know.
By the time you get back down, it's evening-ish, early evening. The great room is starting to fill with people. A lot of young men and women who look like they're ready to die, right? Like they're sort of all facing their own mortality at an age way earlier than they expected to.
Did Follis come in too?
Yeah, Follis does roll in.
They don't look heartened by the better part of 60 elves and the 24 centaurs that we've brought in just within the last 36 hours.
Plus the bears.
The Chicago Bears are here?
Yeah, the 1985 Chicago Bears, though, so they're actually good.
Yeah.
Dad, they don't have a chance.
Whoa.
How many bears
Bears.
They only need one bear.
It's just Ditka. Huh? It's just Ditka.
It's Mike Ditka. Okay, right.
Ditka versus Dragon.
I go up to Follis and I say, "Hey, Follis, what are we going to do about healers? Because Becky said that we're sorely short on healers."
Yeah. We only have one in town, and he's worthless.
Is Kiki with us?
Kiki and Starlbrand, when you entered the rooms, the great room of the inn, like bid their farewells.
They're going to come back at dawn.
Yeah, Starlbrand said he'll come back at dawn. He's going to go check all the other gates that he can before it gets too dark.
So I asked Follis, is there any, what would be our best option to find healers? You know this area better than we do. Or are we just SOL?
Could have asked the elves. They're very good with healers.
They didn't want to help. We got all the help we could from them.
Well, everyone has healers. The barbarians have healers, the centaurs have healers, the dwarves have healers. You just probably have to make a special request, otherwise you're only going to get what comes with a combat squad.
While we're all being jovial, and eating, Ezra's gonna suddenly jump up on top of the table and slap Dirk across the face. Listen, you did a great job with 4-7 on that beach today, but I have not had an opportunity to confront you over how absolutely furious I am with you about how you handled yourself with those elves back at Qualen Esti.
Fuck you.
That's right. Have you ever heard the phrase, you catch more pixies with honey? Have you heard that?
Nobody's heard that.
Yeah, we were talking to elves, not pixies.
Thank God I'm upstairs.
Common phrase in the Feywild. I guess there might not be an analog for people like you. This is my specialty. Like, I spent years as a go-between for the Sealy court and noble families in the Feywild. They're not going to remember.
Who knew that?
We talked about it before we went there. They're not going to remember that we were compassionate and that we asked for help and that we had certain leverage that we could offer them. They're going to remember that some asshole came in and insulted them. And they're going to remember that for hundreds of years because they are elves.
Are
All right?
you going back?
So it's not about whether or not we go back. You made this, you made this show about the people who live here and how much you care about them because you are the one who actually has to look them in the eye.
Yeah.
And those people are going to continue living here for generations. And those elves, those exact elves, not even the next generations of elves, they're going to live there for hundreds of years. And they're going to remember the way that the people who represented Wonder treated them and spoke to them.
I fucking hope
matters.
so.
Dirk, we're setting things up for the future. In addition to the immediate problem that we have now.
How about you get off the fucking table, and if you want to talk to me again about this, you don't hit me first.
I lean over to Owen and go, this is going really well.
Listen, if we're going to do this, we can do this my way because this is my specialty, or you can do it without me.
With hitting me? That's your way?
You know what I meant. And at that point, Ezra's going to go to bed.
Nighty-night.
Meanwhile, upstairs, this is a pillow. It's like a rock that doesn't hurt.
Okay. She falls asleep basically as soon as she hits, like as soon as her head touches the pillow.
Okay, so I attempt to tiptoe in full plate out of the room to be quiet.
Doesn't seem to make much of a difference to her. She's out. You pass Ezra on the way back downstairs. He looks displeased.
Ezra, why is your hand red?
You can ask Dirk about it if you want. I'm going to bed.
You guys fell into some poison ivy or something.
Yeah. There was. You didn't
It's
see
happened
all
to
of
the
that
best of us, friend.
poison ivy all over the beach. It was everywhere.
Ah, well, must have been where that dirt wasn't. Anyway, sleep well. I think she's okay in there.
Jana, you're also with Owen, right? You stayed.
Yeah.
Jenna, we're going to stay with her and make sure that no harm comes to her? Or do you want me to send up a late night snack for you, or some ale?
I'll stay up with her. Yes, that would be appreciated. Thank you.
Very well. I'll go tell the innkeeper.
If there are more strategic discussions, I would appreciate being included.
I don't know. I'll check.
Oh, I know that that guy just went to bed.
All right.
I don't know any of you.
Ezra.
Ezra.
I don't know any of you. It's such a great.
I forgot your name, sorry.
You are not important enough to remember.
The people in the great room
the
have
number of times that I wave my mouse over to be like, what are the names of these people?
I'm
And
now
then it's like,
world.
I'm
I'm
going to call Gelatis
a bunch of dudes.
Nagashizar.
Oh
I
yeah,
need
I
to
should
fix that.
change stuff.
I am in a world with a bunch of dudes. That is what Gemma's.
I'm surrounded by dudes.
Why are there so many dudes in this world? Moving on.
the great room has begun to fill with people who are now drinking by the time you get back downstairs, Owen. The table of the party is mostly quiet. Zerwin or Dirk or Geldis, have you decided to drink tonight or not?
Oh, Owen isn't drinking.
Where are we sitting? We
You're
look
actually-
in a corner.
That's actually a good point. Yeah, you did. I assume that you wanted to get a table sort of closer to the stairs in the kitchen, just because you wanted food only when you came in, and maybe a room.
So there's nobody behind us, right? We've kind of got a good view of the rest of the room.
Yeah, you're in like the table farthest from the main doors.
I'm
Right.
having some food sent up to Jana and maybe a little extra in case 47 wakes up, and I will taste a little just in case it's poisoned before sending it up.
And I'm gonna throw my crown on real quick. Oh boy.
Okay, let's see your roll.
Dirk,
To one.
Ezra told me that you fell into some poison ivy.
Yeah, face first.
Face first.
Oh, Owen wasn't even there. I must have whispered to Gelatis earlier, not Owen.
Yeah,
Sorry.
be careful. Around here, there's a lot of poison ivy. It's irrational and comes out of nowhere.
No, usually a rash does form from poison ivy. I don't think it's more of an irrational plant. It's more of a rational, if you think of it that.
The
Well,
goddamn
that's true. It was
word
very
ball.
rational. That's
What-
that's a good point.
You look upset. Is something wrong?
Look, I don't want to get into he said, she said about people holding grudges and not communicating things. But apparently he's upset with me, and I think it's probably because he's a bad person.
Oh,
Not really. I'm joking. He's totally not.
I
a
don't
bad
think
person.
he's a bad person. I literally can tell.
You can tell.
It's an ability. I can tell if someone is evil by nature.
Yeah. No.
And
He's a
I've
good
been
dude.
around you. Oh, well, I'm sorry if something happened, but are we going to discuss tactics? I have to get Jana if we are.
Pause that for a second
Okay.
because probably Zerwin's going to say something out loud because he just put the crown on. So hold on just 1 second. Zig, you still have your headphones on?
Yes, of course.
Again, that echoing voice from the front to the from the back to the front of your head. um, who goes there?
Goes where?
Where? Where is a good question. Where am I? Where am I? What is this?
So, bit of a. Let me give you the cliff notes. My name is Zerwin. You are.
We know that. Oh shit, he's got the hat on. I'm sorry.
You are. Uh, I don't know exactly what the word for it is, but
I'm in
you
the
are.
crown because I died.
You are. Sorry.
No. I'm honored. This is a
Uh,
hall of my ancestors, and I feel honored to be here. And you must be one of my descendants.
Yeah, it's wild. I don't know.
I did have 13 children.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I'm your youngest. I don't know. What's your name?
Ah, yes, Weaver Warmtoe.
Oh, Weaver Warmtoe. I've heard of you.
Of course you have.
Uh, in fact, I recently invoked your name to get some help from the Qualinesti, from Appinicus's son,
No,
grandson.
it's Appinicus who was named after his grandfather, Appinicus.
Oh, sorry. From okay. Well,
Yeah, you
but
could just
it's
say Appinicus, probably.
Yeah, from Appinicus.
Ah, how is that sprightly young lad?
So I'm probably not connecting that we're not talking about the same person. So he's great. He's he's a very serious person.
Hmm. Well, I can't say that I'm best friends with any elves, but as far as elves go, the Qualinesti are the best of them, by a long shot.
Yeah. So you know, uh, I didn't feel like Appinicus went out of his way to help us, but he didn't stand in our way when we requested help from some of the factions of elves, and we were able to get some help.
'Tis such a thing to be a king that he is only so by being so.
Yeah. Yep. So just I have the crown, and I've got a little downtime. Can I give you a quick rundown of what we're up against, and maybe you might have some advice for us?
Absolutely, go.
So there is a red dragon who is about to attack a small mountain town that has a mine of dragon metal underneath it. He's got a couple thousand draconians as an army, and we are trying to figure out how to protect this town and defeat this red dragon. His name is Rhymeroth. His draconian army.
So, one red dragon and a couple thousand draconians? Run.
No, we're not going to do that.
All right. Gotta say, I admire you. What are your troop situations like?
Oh, well, we're doing great. We just got um, a couple dozen uh, centaurs and some bears. What are the bear people called? Sorry, this is not
Ursins?
some ursins, and we just acquired around 60 Qualinesti special forces, special force warriors. So better than we were 3 days ago.
How much time do you have?
We don't know. Likely a week or less.
Go to Thorbarden. Call for aid.
That's what I was thinking too. I'll
Good.
probably have to trade this crown for their help. But and the good thing is that you'll be able to talk to a real king. Um,
Any
King of
dwarf with
Thorbarden.
my blood in his veins is a real king somewhere.
Sure. Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Uh, is there anything I can do for you for being so polite?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Put me on when the fighting starts.
Okay,
I wanna-
I'll try.
I want to be there.
I'd love for you to be there. Have you ever fought a dragon?
Not one-on-one, but yeah.
Have you ever?
Hey, Zerwin, who you talking to?
Do you mind if I share who you are with my compatriots here?
No, my glory is renowned.
Guys, I'm talking to Weaver Wormtoe, a former
Beaver
king.
Worm?
Sorry, Weaver.
Who?
Weaver, where were you the king of Thorbarden?
Yes.
When? What years did you reign?
Oh shit, Zach. I don't know.
Have we all considered the ramifications that when Zerwin dies, there is a good chance that he's going to end up in this crown and torment future generations?
You're the first one to mention that. Uh, So
We
he-
should maybe try to keep him alive. As
Well, I guess
long
it
as
doesn't matter.
possible.
I mean, would Gelidus or Owen have a sense of if they're from this area and Thorbarden is here?
yeah, he says some years, but they don't mean anything to you.
To me,
Yeah.
so Gelidus, Owen, have you ever heard of Weaver Wormtoe? He was the king of Thorbarden between X and Y.
You guys can both make rolls for it.
Knowledge history.
Yep.
Natural 1.
Nice.
-14.
Yeah, the name rings a bell, Geldis. It's Weaver Warm Toe, as in my toes are warm from thick socks.
Oh, I thought it was a worm, as in like a dragon worm.
Nope, it's Warm Toe.
Okay.
No
And
such king has ever existed.
Yeah, I
He's
think-
lying to you, and is possibly a demon. We should take that crown away.
no,
well, I think he's got the name wrong. There
So-
was a Weaver Wormtoe.
No, no.
Sorry.
I would know. No such person.
I'm with Owen on this one. Sounds weird.
See?
Well, no, the dwarves have a history of, their last names are very descriptive.
They have a history of alcoholism, you mean?
Weaver, why is your name Weaver Wormtoe? What's Wormtoe mean?
Oh, yeah, it's a long story. To make it brief, my father got his foot burned off by a black dragon. So he became Warm Toe, and I took his name.
It's a good name.
It's a solid name.
Wait, what does it mean?
Gelidus, you also know that Weaver Warmtoe reigned roughly 900 years ago-ish. Maybe 800, somewhere in that range. Less than a millennia,
Weaver, can I call you Weaver?
please.
If I invoke your name at Thorbarden, do you think it would be helpful in gaining their assistance to fight this dragon?
It fucking better be.
All right.
Zerwin, you'd have to. Nobody's gonna recognize it. Some of the kings probably will, or scholars, but been about 800 to 1,000 years, I think, if I remember correctly.
I don't think
When he
we
was
should
king?
encourage this fantasy.
It's been
Well-
800 years since I died.
It has, unfortunately.
Are the dwarves ruling the world? Just lie to me.
A part of it.
At least Thorbarden still stands. You've confirmed that.
It does. It does. All right. Well, listen, Weaver, I'm gonna take this crown off if you're amenable to that, and I will do my best to try to bring you back when the fighting starts. But I don't seem to have any control over, who arises when I put on the crown.
You'll need to attune to every major dominant personality in here. There'll
Do you
be...
know the other personalities?
Yes. Unfortunately.
Who the other ones are? I've met Jesse. I've met
Jessamar.
Keegan. Jessamar. Yeah, I call him Jesse. I have met Kigan.
Kigan Flatmaw. A great warrior.
And I've met Hildegard. Is that her name?
Helginda.
Helginda. There you go.
Hmm.
Helginda. All very nice. And then I also met Kigan. Kigan's a bit of a maniac, but good to have in a fight. Are there anybody?
Kagan was real.
Is there anybody I should watch out for?
Yes, Quentin
Quentin.
and
Okay.
his sister Dernela.
Do you know what they want?
Control, power,
Mm.
vengeance.
Vengeance for what?
Dernela wants vengeance for being murdered by Quentin, her brother.
Mm.
Quentin, I don't know what Quentin wants. I'd stay the fuck away from Quentin if I were you.
Well, thank you very much. Listen, I hope I see you again, and as soon as I'm able to, at will, call on you, I will do that. Thank you very much, Weaver. You've been helpful.
Yeah, have a good
Would
night.
Would you like a beer before you go?
Yeah, what a great idea. You're a genius.
Do I have a beer? No, I probably not. Oh, round of beers for the table.
You take that
That's
first quaff, and he's like, solid brew. Not exactly dwarven quality, but I really appreciate it. Thank you, Zerwin.
Wait. You're welcome. Hopefully we will talk soon.
I'm sure we'll meet again.
I go to pull the crown off.
No resistance.
How much gold do you want for the beers?
1.
Jesus!
You're the guardian of the city.
All right, 1.
You were really polite to your hat this time.
Well, we
Your
weren't.
hat fed you a web of lies.
Well, it seems like it was a good time to use it. I think that every time I've put it on before, we've been in a little more tense situations. So I had some time to relax and talk. That one was very helpful. His name was Weaver Warmtoe. Owen, you've heard of him. And
No, there's no such person. You're
He-
wearing a cursed headpiece.
he seems like he will be very helpful.
No.
He'll be very helpful if we need him
Crocheter
ever-
Hotfinger. He was one of the great dwarven kings.
And worst comes to worst, when we go meet the dwarves, I have a name to drop that might get us somewhere.
An ogre strides into the room. It's Stalbrand. He spots your table when he walks over. Yes, I see you. Thank you, Zerwin.
I'll move aside and pull up another table, I guess, for him to sit on.
I'm not staying. It occurred to me that you
Pull
might
up a
want to go
house
see
for-
Thorbarden next. Is that correct?
That's what I was thinking, but I will need to talk to everybody before we make that decision.
You should go to sleep now, because the gate that goes to Thorbarden comes out in one of their cemeteries, which means the only time you can pop through undetected is right before dawn. So you should all go to bed now, and I'll come wake you up in the morning.
But they're likely to attack us.
If you show up in the middle of the day or in the middle of the night when they're prized, like, sacred places, they might. We've got to get in, go through the portal, sneak out into the city before we're noticed, and the best time to do that is at the guard switch.
We are master diplomats. We should be fine. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll talk to him.
Darwin, that's great. Thank you very much for the advice. One thing, if we need to find healers. I know that the ogres are not super amenable to helping, but what are your thoughts on getting healers for the city?
I can heal.
Yourself or other people?
I have healing magic. Kiki has no talent for it, but I do.
But
How many people could you heal?
At once?
Yeah, I'm saying, do you think you have enough healing to get us through a fight or any future skirmishes prior to our fight to get us to full health before the battle starts?
I can heal until I become exhausted. Many people, I don't know. Not thousands, but many.
Well, the
Are
good thing
there
is
other
we don't
ogres?
have thousands, so.
Are there other healing ogres who might want to chat?
There are other healing ogres, but none will come.
Well, thank you, Starbrand. We're gonna get to bed. Do you want to come get us when it's time to go?
Yes,
All right, thank you.
we have to be
Somebody needs.
precise, so be ready.
We will. Somebody run up and tell Jana that
I will.
we're heading to Thorbarden in the morning, and to get some sleep. Also, should we bring 4-7?
No.
Let the
Is
poor
that
woman
is that
rest.
Starlbrand talking?
Yes.
Okay. Can someone confirm that 4-7 will be okay without us here? Actually, can I have send Follis is in the room, right? I'm gonna run over to Follis, tell him our plan, and explain we're gonna leave 4-7. She's eating on our bill, eating and resting on our bill.
Oh, I will gladly take care of her. I am incredibly fascinated and astounded and disgusted at what happened to her.
Great. Well, listen, if you think you can help her, please do.
I will. All right. Very good. You all going to retire for the night then?
Yep.
All right. Okay, so all of you can hit the long rest.
Didn't we just do one? I guess it's
Yeah, not too long ago.
But
Oh no.
Owen, you are sleeping.
Fell asleep on the shitter.
You are asleep in bed when you are awoken by a hand on your shoulder and one over your mouth. Not a firm grip, but a little poke. And it's really familiar. This is like taking you way back to your young days. Someone used to wake you up like this all the time.
I'll blearily open my eyes.
You see your sister in the room with you.
But only just barely. It's really hard to keep any eyes on her.
Where are you? I can't see you.
Wake up, Owen. I know, it's hard to see me in the dark. Is he sharing the room with anyone?
Yes, there
Gelidus.
is a Kender asleep in the bed nearby. You'll have to go someplace where you can have privacy.
Well, it's a good thing you're not in that tin can. Do you want to climb out the window so we can have a talk?
Sure.
Okay, let's do that. All right, she will climb back out the window.
The night it's sometime in the wee hours of the morning. Dawn is still several hours off. Everyone is asleep. All the lights are off. You can see guards on the wall posts, but none near where you are now.
It's okay, we're safe here. No one's gonna notice.
How are you here?
Well, I snuck in and climbed in the window and tapped you on the shoulder. I work close by.
You work close by.
Yeah. What are you doing with these people? Are you still working?
Yes, of course. Of course I am. They, you know,
They what?
they think what they think. I don't disprove it to them.
That's probably a good idea. But are you happy with the work that you're doing?
I think things are rather messed up here.
What do you mean?
A lot of people are going to die.
Okay.
Where are you working?
Not the same place that you saw me working last time. That was a long time ago. You remember? You left, but you probably shouldn't have. It was really too little for you to leave like that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought you might say that. Anyway, those people, are they still your people?
What do you mean, are they my people?
The ones that took care of us, are they still your people? Do you still care about them?
I haven't spoken to them in a while. Why are you asking me all this?
Well, because I found a better way, and I thought maybe you might be interested. And the people that you're traveling with are sort of below your skill level, don't you think?
They have their quirks, their personality traits. I don't know what you mean by below my skill level.
Well,
I mean, they still believe me, if that's what you mean. It's really easy to be a paladin.
yeah. Anyway,
Where are you?
it's just hard to see me in the dark. That's all.
Bill, I'm gonna cast Detect Evil.
It doesn't work.
Like, it doesn't activate, or
It is blocked by something.
I think I'm gonna mention something that only my sister would know from our childhood.
Okay.
Something vague but important to us. Vague that it wouldn't be able to be like fudged through by some kind of cold reader.
Like how your parents died?
Yeah.
Yeah, she knows.
Okay.
It's her, as far as you can tell.
She looks like maybe a little overly cautious. She glances around often, over her shoulder. She's like very hyper aware of the situation around her.
What are you worried about? Nobody knows you.
Well, when you are left with people like the ones that were taking care of us when you are little, without anyone to look after you, you develop certain protections for yourself. And I have developed those protections, Owen, so, don't judge me for that. It's just the way that I had to survive when you weren't here. So all of those people are gone now, and I have a better way. And I thought if you were still working with them,
I make my reports. They haven't given me any new mandates.
Well, that's good, but if you want more, I can give you that instead. you wouldn't have to work for them anymore, and you know, you would be, well, it feels more free to me.
Who are the people you work for?
If I tell you, will you keep it a secret?
Who am I going to tell?
Good question. Do you want them around, by the way, still? I could, like, if you don't,
If I don't
maybe
want
just,
who around?
well, the people that you're with, if you don't want them around, I could just kind of make sure they're not anymore.
What do you mean? Not anymore.
Just get rid of them.
Get rid
I
of
want
them or
them.
get rid of them?
Yeah. Yes.
You mean kill them?
Sure.
But why?
Well, just if you wanted, I would do that if you
They're
wanted
not
to.
they're not doing anything wrong. They're just trying to help a town.
Oh, the town is going to die if they don't, you know,
Who are you
surrender.
working with? Who are you working with? You have to tell me.
Why?
Because I'm your brother.
Are you?
I mean, yes, as far as I can tell.
Promise?
What's going on with you? You're acting very strangely.
How do you know? You haven't seen me in 10 years.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? So it's Rhymeroth that I'm working with. And if you would like to come and work with me, I could make sure that you're well taken care of. And you wouldn't have to keep, your tedious company if you feel that way, or if you enjoy them, I'm sure I could find a place for them too.
I'm gonna kneel down, because I assume that I'm taller than her. I'm gonna hold out my arms for a hug.
She seems wary, but we'll step in for a hug.
Stay. Stay.
What? Here?
Yes. Have a hot meal.
I'm not lacking for meals or anything like that. They treat me well.
We could play a game. Like we used to.
I'm 18 now, Owen.
So
I
you're
don't
too
like
cool now? Is that it? You have new friends? You're just entirely too cool for your big brother?
I don't know. Maybe a little.
Rhymeroth. He treats you well?
Yes.
What's he like?
Well, he's very strong. Much more powerful than the people that I was with before, who, well, they couldn't stay. His mother, very important to all of us.
Rhymeroth's mother.
Yes.
I have not heard of this person. Who is that?
There is some lights. The guards are on patrol, and they're not to you, but they're coming towards you. You've got about a minute or two.
I can't stay. But I could
No.
come back. Maybe you could think about it?
Yes. I will think about it.
you could come with me and we could be safe together again. It's just that these people, they won't win, but they don't have to fight, right? They could just accept a surrender and everybody could live. The goddess speaks to his mother, and they do not have any hope against a goddess. And I don't want to see you caught up in that. Okay?
I see. No one can stand against a goddess.
I don't think so. Hey, be safe. Okay? You won't be able to find me to talk to me, but maybe I can find you.
I have no doubt. You're always cleverer than me.
You can say cooler too.
You are always cooler than me, too. I mean, they have me in a tin can, like you said. I can't sneak at all anymore. I've forgotten how.
Well, maybe we can teach you again. She gives him one brief hug.
Goodbye, sister.
Not for long this time. Think about it, okay?
I will.
I'll see if we can find a way to correspond a little easier.
Yes.
All right, she's gonna bounce.
She disappears into the darkness. Damn, that was a fucking masterclass, you two. That was fucking really good.
Owen sits down and cries. Leans up against a tree. And when the guards come and ask him, like, do the guards come up and challenge him?
Actually what happens is they investigate the sound of someone sobbing, but they just see that it's you and they
I shout at them to fuck off.
Okay. I would like everyone actually no, just Gelidus.
Can I make an intimidation check?
No, they fuck off.
Okay.
Gelidus needs you to make a perception check. Yep, someone outside your window just screamed fuck off.
He'll get up, and if it was loud.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. He'll get up and look out the window.
I'm like a little, a couple dozen paces away with my back to a tree.
Why is Owen outside?
You see two guards beating a hasty retreat also.
I'll head down there. Why not?
Gelidus approaches from the back door around the edge of the inn.
I quickly attempt to wipe my tears out of my face.
Hey, Owen. The guards giving you a hard
Gelidus,
time?
how are you? Yes. They were like, no late night walking ordinance. I'll roll deception.
He completely agrees with you. I get it. They give me a hard time all the time, just because I'm a captor.
Bastards.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's all right.
I'm sorry if I woke you up. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, it's all right. I just figured to come out and see how you were doing. What do you think we're gonna do about Brimeroth and Wonder? Like, there's no possible way that we can save the city.
Well, we can still keep trying. The hat has no end of incorrect ideas.
Zerwin's hat.
Yes.
It's got more experience than we do.
Or it's a cursed object and we're all being led around by our noses.
Could be. Pretty
I'm
insidious.
I'm worried about us being torn apart by infighting.
It does happen from time to time.
That's true. If
Maybe
only
we're
we could weaponize Zerwin's farts, we would definitely win this fight. I'll like slap you on the shoulder, like, haha, funny, let's move away from the emotional content of my face.
He laughs.
Yes.
That's the wrong one.
I might should. Yeah,
Disregard that.
Disregard it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about it. Yeah, there's got to be some inviting. We're all from different worlds, and we're all different races and have different values. And I'm sure half the people here wouldn't really get like the goddess I worship and everything like that. So it is what it is.
Yes.
You just gotta try and do the best you can, right?
Yes, I suppose so.
With a shitty situation. You want to go back in for a drink?
Yep.
Sure. Yes.
There's no one in the great room. But you could just pour yourself one.
I will. I'm just borrowing it.
The Kender
there's
doesn't
any-
have any compunctions. He just walks right up and pours a beer.
I reach into my pocket and pull
Oh,
out
no.
a gold and put it on the.
I got this, Owen. I got this. I pull out a knife that I took from one of the taverns in Faerun. It's a knife from another world. Do you know how priceless this is? And I put it on the counter.
Owen, when you reach into your pocket,
Mhm.
there's a note for you,
Yep, I saw.
and I will go.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hi, Cass.
Goodbye.
The two of you drink your beer in the silence of the great room as dawn slowly approaches. I'm not sure if you have anything else you want to say to each other.
No.
Yeah. Sure enough, maybe like an hour, 2 hours before dawn. So you're not sitting there that long. You're sitting there maybe like 45 minutes when Starlbrand comes in. He startles when he sees the two of you in the great room. Jesus, you scared the shit out of me. I didn't think you'd be awake.
Starboard swears?
Right. Is everyone awake or just you two? Do you want me to go get him or do you want to go get him?
Just us.
Yeah, it's just us. I'll go start brewing tea or coffee or something for the others.
I'll go wake him up then. And you're all awoken gently by Starlbrand, who's surprisingly quiet. He's huge, but you don't hear him walking on the floorboards. He's got some real sneaky sneak in him. He wakes each of you up and says, gather your things, get dressed, it's time to go. By the time you get downstairs, Owen has brought brewed tea for everyone. And he hands you all a cup as you come down. But the only
Thanks, Owen.
breakfast,
No problem.
the only breakfast is basically dried meat, hardtack sort of stuff, as Starburn insists that you hustle out the door. It's, a ways from light yet, and it's pretty dark out, so I know some of you have very good night vision, some of you don't. You're gonna have to stay close to the people who do have good night vision because he's leading you sort of back
Oh yeah, I
towards
go
the town
suit
wall.
up.
Yeah.
Which will take a while, but I do it.
He leads you through the pitch black darkness with no lights towards the town wall. There's one section of the town wall that has some big, like they shoved the timbers into the ground near these massive pile of rocks. That's on the western side, sort of near the lake, and that's where he has carved his doorway. There's all these natural vines that are hanging down from some of the stuff that's growing on top of the rock. He pulls them aside. He activates the portal, and you step through into a mausoleum, the inside of one. And just a minute. All of you can make perception checks on the inside of this mausoleum if you're interested.
Is it still dark?
Yeah, once you get through, there are lamps inside the
dark?
mausoleum.
Dirk?
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a 12 reflects the fact that it's dark in here and I don't have low light vision.
I got a nat 1 again, so
Well, that's
I
perfect.
walk into something.
Two in a
No,
row.
no, it's perfect
Oh.
because you see carved into the walls and the ornate dwarven name. Do you read or speak Dwarvish, Owen?
No, Elvish.
Yeah. A big long explanation of what mighty warrior is rested here. So you don't recognize any of it, and neither do you. I don't know, Gellis, if you read Dwarvish, but it doesn't matter because what you do notice is the name Weaver Warmtoe carved into the stone of the.
Wait, I see this?
No, you rolled a nat 1, so you don't see
Okay.
it. Geldis is the only one who notices. The rest of you are oblivious because it's so dark in here. That's
I'll mention it.
I can't see anything, everyone. Where are we?
Guys, this is amazing.
What
Gellis
is?
is running. He's running his hands across the wall to go over the runes. Zerwin's friend is here.
What?
Aren't all of... Yeah, I mean, we're all Zerwin's friends and we're all here.
No, I'm saying that the dead one. The dead one from the crown is here.
What? No.
Yeah, Warmtoe.
Not you too, Gelidus. This is pulling my leg. Is not funny.
Look, he existed. Here, give me your hand. I'll run it over the. I know you can't see it, but
I mean,
it's inscribed right here.
Since it's Gelidus, I will let him. I'm expecting something to sting me, though, but I let him move my hand.
No, he runs it over the dwarven runes.
I don't speak that.
Ask Zerwin. Zerwin, well, maybe not.
The name is written in common. Is the only part that's written in common. The rest is all Dwarvish.
Okay.
I have dark vision, so once he points it out, I can see it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I mean, he's definitely real. I don't know why you think he's not, but
the Starburn doesn't. He's like, we really can't dally. Stay with me, please. He leads you out, he pokes his head outside first, and he's like, okay, perfect. And you see that there is a group of guards walking away. The only time you can get in here is at the changes, an hour before dusk and an hour before dawn. So he leads you to the gate of the cemetery area, and then he's like, all right, I will be in the tomb when you need to leave. Remember, if you need to get in without being detected, the only time you can get in is an hour before dusk and an hour before dawn. If someone comes in that isn't you, I won't be there. Got it?
Got it.
Okay. Palace is that way. The common area is that way. I gotta go. And he hustles off. You're standing like outside, right? So the cemetery gates are now closed behind you, and the city of Thorbarden is all around you. Thorbarden is a massive dwarven city inside a mountain. Okay, so you are in a mountain right now. And the cemetery is all the way on the very edge. Nobody looked up any maps of Thorbarden or anything before you left. So none of you have any idea where the hell you are, except that Starlbrand just pointed two different directions and said Palace is that way, Commons is that way. There are big, long avenues. Yeah, I have a map. Not that helpful to you at all, but I can tell where I am. So like, there's big, long avenues.
I pull the crown out and throw it on.
Let's see your roll.
Come on, 3.
Well, he changes them.
I only change them for each session.
All right. Well, 8. Oh, fuck.
Okay. Again, from the back of your mind to the front. This time, the voice is different. Hello, friend.
Ugh.
I've been waiting to talk to you. Waiting my little turn. Just waiting. And now here we are, face to face.
Is this a female voice or a male voice?
It's a male voice.
Quentin, I assume?
Oh, you would you? I bet.
Hey, listen, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to try to take it off.
Is there anyone else there?
Okay. Roll me a constitution check.
Oh, no. That's a crit failure.
Oh, yeah, no. So you not only can you not take it off, but you get a blinding flash of pain. And you've restruck real time. So everyone can see and hear in real time. Oh, no. No, you and I have a lot to talk about, friend.
Did I take damage?
Not this time.
Okay.
So we can hear the other conversation now?
You can only hear Zerwin. But you
Okay.
saw him reach up and try to take off the crown and not be able to. Like he then winced in pain.
See? It's a cursed item.
You okay there, Zerwin?
Zerwin, do you need me to restrain you while we take that thing off of you?
Those impotent fucks couldn't do anything if they tried. There's only one way out of this, Tubby, and it's that you talk to me.
Yeah, hold off, guys. Let me just see what's going on here. What's up?
Yeah, that's more like it. My name is Quentin, and your name is Zerwin, correct?
Yep.
Good. I know what you want, but you don't know what I want, so I'm going to tell you what I want, and
Okay.
you're going to make it happen. I want Thorbarden to burn. I want it to burn to the ground, and you're going to help me do that. And we're going to start by going to see whatever worthless fuck is in charge right now and talking to them. And when we figure out what their weak points are, we're going to exploit them, bit by bit, piece by piece, until we tear the whole fucking mountain down.
Yeah, okay.
Good.
Where are we going?
Let's see, where are we? Okay. Yes. Turn your head left. You feel a pressure to turn your head that direction. It can't quite control you, but it can urge you and suggest quite powerfully. There's a long avenue that goes all the way down, And then you can sort of see as there's no daylight in here, obviously, but as the lights of the interior start to rise with what would be dawn, which are obviously magical in some way that you can't understand, you do see a very large building. That palace question mark is in the near distance. That'll be the palace. Whatever shred of my lineage is running this place now will be living there. You should start by going there. Make sure whatever rabble you bring with you stands behind you and lets you do the talking. I don't know. The halfling's got a sharp tongue. He might be able to chip in. Don't let the Kender say anything.
Okay. All right, guys, come this way. Listen, when we get in there, Gelidus, I need you to hang back. Let me do the talking.
Why?
Yes, why?
Because I fucking said so.
I mean, I get you're the king and all.
Tell him it's because Kender are not trusted here in Thorbarden. It's even true.
Because Kender are not trusted in Thorbarden. And
They're not trusted anywhere.
Right. And so if we're trying to get help from them, we need to put our best face forward, which sadly in this case is not yours. So
there's a difference between an elf not trusting a Kender and a dwarf not trusting one, and that difference can be deadly. Anyway, onward.
All right, follow me, guys.
Zerwin, it would make sense
Good
that
gal.
they would want to hear from a dwarf. Do you want me to hold back as well?
Let me take the lead.
All right.
Gelidus, I think you should say nothing.
Wow.
Is that a draconian?
Yes.
They're gonna kill the draconian.
Why?
Because draconians are hated enemies here.
Oh, I'm sorry. A draconian. Dirk, are you a draconian?
No. But come on, man.
The crown wants to know. I don't know what to tell you.
Your fucking hat is asking. Can you not talk to your own hat?
He's a dragonborn, not a draconian.
I don't know what that means, but all right. He doesn't look like a draconian exactly. The city, as it comes awake and people start to come out of their doors, immediately notice the group as they walk by. Pretty much the only thing that's keeping people from literally stepping in your path is the fact that there's a very large dwarf wearing an ornate crown that was clearly made by dwarfs walking in the front like he knows what he's doing. So a lot of people are like, hey, well, yeah.
I awkwardly smile and wave at everyone.
Yeah, you get a lot of real puzzled looks. Eventually, at the palace gate, some guards do step in front of you. Do you have business here, sir?
Yes.
Zerwin.
My name is Zerwin.
Ah.
And we need to talk to the king.
Are you a lord? Wait, that's a good question. Are you?
No.
He is the Guardian of Wonder.
Ah. The guard turns to Owen. Security detail?
Yes, I'm his elite guard. You notice that he wears the crown.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that crown. He looks at
It
the
is
rest.
an ancient dwarven artifact, sigil of his house.
I see.
Sigil?
I'm a descendant of Weaver Warmtoe.
I imagine half the city's descendant of Weaver Warmtoe. He had 13 kids.
Yeah, we know of. Am I right? Huh?
That does not get a good response.
Yikes.
You have quite an entourage here. He's not talking to Zerwin anymore. He's talking to Owen as like one security guy to another. This is an odd entourage. You're going to vouch for them?
Yes. We've traveled very far to be here.
All right. You'll have to check your weapons before you go in, but mind your manners here. And then he turns to Lord Zerwin and Zerwin's like, sorry, Lord, sir, gives like a weird half bow and then just like, it's like, fuck it, and walks away.
All right, I will collect people's weapons.
He told us we needed to give up our weapons and then walked away from us?
Well, he pointed you up towards the actual like entranceway. He stopped you on the steps, like before you even got to the entranceway. So he's like, yeah, go on up there. They're gonna want your weapons, but all right.
I give my weapons to Owen, so he carries them now.
Yep, I'll put them all on my shield and walk up with everyone's weapons ready. Does Jana want to hide any daggers?
I need a 1 minute or 2 minute AFK because I go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. You guys can talk about it.
Gross.
I'm gonna surrender all my stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll give my my weapon aside.
Do we think they'll let me in if I'm holding a quarterstaff?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna fucking Gandalf it again.
Pretend it's a walking stick.
Yeah, it's a walking stick.
My
What are you gonna
actual
do?
weapons are the least useful part of anything that I do. So
Same here.
Well, at least you didn't say "I am a weapon," which I've heard in other games.
I mean, I didn't say it yet.
Yeah. Well, it's a zinger you can pull out for later.
It's not off the table.
It's not off the table. Nothing's off the table.
Jenna, are you hiding daggers in your shoulders?
What's your sleight of hand? We can help you mechanically game this.
It's funny. My sleight of hand's really good.
Are you suggesting metagaming?
No,
my sleight of hand
helping.
My sleight of hand's not bad. Yeah, I'll hide a dagger. Wait, do I even have a dagger?
Probably. I mean, you're a rogue build, and they can come pretty standard.
Yeah.
Well, they come pretty standard with most builds.
I'll hide a dagger.
Okay. Bill will probably ask you for a sleight of hand check.
That's fine. But I'll give you like my rapier. Jenna's gonna hide a dagger in her. Actually, I have a hidden dagger in my clothes, so I'm just going to give the visible ones.
Okay. The guards at the actual gate do indeed ask for your weapons.
Okay, I have them all prepared on my shield, so I will hand them over, but I will keep my shield.
Will they let me in with my walking stick?
You would deprive a short man of his walking stick, would you?
I mean, look at my proportions between my 8-inch back and my
They'll let you keep your
18-inch legs and
they'll let you keep
12-inch head. Come on.
They'll let you keep your staff, yes. They talk to Owen because they're not sure who else to talk to. Who is your lord here to see?
I'm going to say, we are here to see the sovereign of this land. Important business.
Wish we'd gotten a name before we.
This is Lord Zorwin.
Hold on. Let me go back to the notes here.
You do have his name from 3 sessions ago. You want to speak to Grim Coldhammer or his daughters?
Yes.
I don't think I wrote it down.
What session are we at right now? 26?
26.
We don't have that in the notes.
No, I didn't put it in.
It's Grim Coldhammer.
Yes.
The Sovereign is technically Grim Coldhammer, but everyone knows his daughters make the decisions.
we should probably speak to his daughters then. Unless this is sort of we have to talk to him as a courtesy before we talk to his daughters.
I don't know what your business is, so I can't say.
It's very
We're-
important. We're
You-
warning the kingdom of an imminent threat.
Yes.
I guess. Yeah, go in then.
Okay.
The dwarves are super confident. They don't look like intimidated or afraid, or they're like, this is weird, but like, you pose zero threat to us or our sovereign. So I guess we'll see what. And he's wearing a crown, so what the fuck ever. They have no. They're like, they don't give a fuck. You look like the only one they take seriously right now is Owen.
Did they say the names of the daughters?
They did not.
Oh.
There are many more guards inside, but
I'll step up to one of the guards and be like, hello. We were going to have an appointment with the daughters of the king after we speak to Lord Coldhammer, but no one told us their names.
well, there's two of them.
What are their names, please?
Malgola and
Gola,
Malgola
Malgola,
and Thena.
and Thena.
They.
And how
Thank you.
how shall we address them?
Yes. What titles are common here for them?
They just their names to start with.
Ladyship.
Princess.
They. Any of those will do.
Sorry, we come from lands. We just came from a land where titles were very fastidious.
You probably went to see the elves, didn't you?
You're not wrong.
Yep. They do have offices on the opposite sides, though, so you'll have to pick one or the other.
Which one's nicer?
Athena.
Which
By a
one's more
long shot.
effective?
It depends. They go back and forth.
Okay. I'll convey that to the party.
Go see Athena then.
I think we should still talk to Coldhammer just to gauge the room.
I mean,
Maybe.
we don't. If his daughters are the ones making the decisions, he may not be in any condition to have a lucid meeting.
Okay.
I say, Quentin, who do you think we should talk to?
No, I would go see the old man first. Why is it that his daughters are making the decisions? That's an important thing to know. Ask to see the king, Grim Coldhammer.
All right. I say we'd like to see the king first.
All right. Well, he's probably awake. Right up the stairs there. He'll be stopped at the door, though. Might only let the Lord in. Yeah, it's up to them.
Okay.
If you march up the stairs, there's like, everything's carved of stone, but like incredibly. And there's like different kinds of marble and granite inside. There's inlay. There's not as much metal inside as you might have expected. It's a lot of stonework, but it's old and it's beautiful, and it's impressive how many different kinds and colors of stones they have. It's not at all like the Lord of the Rings, where the dragon lives. What's it called? I can't remember now. But it's like just really well done. As you get up to the top of the stairs, there's big double doors that are closed, and there's two guards outside there. And they turn to you, Zerwin, as you're wearing the crown. Who may we say is calling on King Grimhammer? Coldhammer?
Sorry, outside of game. What can I talk to the crown without speaking out loud? I have to say it out loud.
So far, maybe that
Okay.
comes with attunement.
Okay, so I say, I'm Zerwin Grumpleforged, the Lord Protector of Wonder, and we need to talk to the king about an imminent threat to the safety of the region.
All right, I'll see if he's available. One goes inside. You can't hear anything. The doors open soundlessly, even though they're massive and made of stone. They close soundlessly. You can't hear anything inside. A few minutes later, he comes out and says, "You can go and you can bring one person with you."
Ezra, come with me.
You
Good
got it.
choice. Inside, it's a big, huge room. There's
Jesus, Ezra, look at the size of this room.
I don't know that I've ever felt this small, Zerwin.
big vaulted ceilings. There's a throne at the end, which is clearly ornate and carved. Um, by the way, the door remains open so that the rest of you can see inside, but you're not allowed to cross. Two guards accompany you, and there in the back is uh, a dwarf that is clearly aged. Human years probably 70-ish. Growing a little soft in the middle. Very white hair, white beard, and he seems to be crawling on the ground? Question mark? On all fours?
Does the guard react at all to this?
No, not in the least.
Okay, so we walk up, and I say,
Wait, as you get close, you see he's crawling on the ground because there is a very small dwarf, a toddler dwarf riding on his back. And the toddler dwarf is making very cute noises. And the older dwarf is like kind of shaking a little bit. And the toddler dwarf is like going to one side and he's like, wee, more, Grandpa, more. The king, wearing his kingly vestments, looks up as you approach. Lord Zerwin?
yes,
You must be he.
I
Nice
am.
to meet you. My name is Grim Coldhammer. Welcome to my hall. This one here is Thive.
Hello, Thive. I reach down and stick my hand out to get a high five.
He grabs one of your fingers and shakes it vigorously, while looking you dead in the eye, trying to be very serious.
Quite a grip on your grandson here.
Yeah, he's a handful, this one.
Mm.
All right, Thrive. Going on along now. Grandpa needs to talk to some men. Well, that's boring. It probably will be, but I need to do it anyway. And the little kid runs through a door in the back. Oh, he says and like groans. God, I'm too fucking old for this shit. Pulls himself up off the ground. I need a drink. And some servants come out, and they have like some bread and some fruit and some cheese on a platter, and a pitcher with some goblets. Please, he says, grab a seat. There are plenty of chairs for you to sit on. He goes over to one of the side tables. And then they pour him out of the pitcher, and it's water. And he looks at them like he's been betrayed. My fucking daughters told you to do this, didn't they? And the servant's like, and he like turns and walks away, and he's like, listen, never have children. Okay, have children, but then don't let them do anything. Just take the grandchildren and run. That's my advice. I'm sorry I can only offer you water, but the cheese is quite good.
I take a piece of cheese.
Yeah, it is good. It's like a very old, super sharp cheddar.
I look at Ezra. I go, "There's some good ass cheese."
Ezra will also take a good portion and enjoy it.
Very dark bread, but it's hot. Just came out of the oven.
Hey, is this pumpernickel?
Sort of. More like a dark wheat. So, what can I do you for? This one is strange. Tell him why you're here. See what he says.
I'm the Lord. I've been named Lord Protector of the small town of Wonder up in the mountains. We have a dragon metal mine underneath the town.
Oh yes,
and-
the mining town that sprung up recently.
Yes, but we are in need of some assistance from any allies we can acquire.
Nope, I gotta stop you right there. This is gonna have to go to my daughters in the council. I am still technically sovereign, but well, you could say I'm retired. I don't know how much longer I'll be here, and I decided a couple of years ago that my daughters need to make the decisions and live with their consequences. Plus, the people need to see how my daughters make decisions so that when it's time, they can choose one or the other. I'm happy to talk and support, but the decisions will have to be made through my daughters in the council. A worthless fucking windbag. Let's get the fuck out of here. This is a waste of our time.
Before we leave, I say, does the name Weaver Wormtoe mean anything to you?
Of course. He's a legend. Anyone who becomes anyone in this town, well, that's not true. People who read books should know who Weaver Wormtoe is.
Also, are you by any chance related to? Sorry, I'm looking for it again. I'm drunk. I can't remember her name.
Helginda?
Helginda.
Where did you hear that name? God, Jesus fucking Christ. You really stepped in it this time, dumbass.
Where did I hear it?
Tell him you came across some obscure scroll in the dungeon somewhere.
Me and my compatriots were on a dungeon run, and we came across the name on an old scroll. We recognized that it was a dwarven name, obviously me being dwarven, and wondered if it meant anything to you.
You know what? Roll your deception. Or, yeah, it's probably deception check, but you get to add +5 to it.
All right. It doesn't matter.
I'm trying to think if there's anything I can do. Yeah.
Well, there's some bad history there for the locals. I wouldn't mention that name if you don't have to. But between you and me, Helginda was wronged, and we're lucky the consequences weren't worse.
Weren't worse?
Yes. Thorbarden could have been in real danger.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your time. Enjoy your grandchildren. We're gonna run to your daughters. Which one of your daughters should we talk to?
Oh, you're gonna have to talk to both of them if you want anything done.
Okay.
I really shouldn't be telling you anything about them. Not really fair. But, they're both my daughters, and I love them both. One's a little pricklier than the other.
You don't have a favorite?
They're twins. So half the time I could barely tell them apart.
Which one came out first?
Malgola.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time. Could I have one more piece of cheese?
Yeah, go ahead. Take the whole fucking block. He slaps you on the shoulder.
All right. I take a bite. I turn. I slap Esther right in the face. How come you didn't tell me the cheese was this good?
You ate it first.
We walk out.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I didn't slap you that hard. It looked worse than it was.
Gotta stay in the background right now. Nothing.
All right. So we get out.
Can't believe I started this trend. What a mistake.
We get out to the group, and I say quietly, so the guards behind us can't really hear us. We're gonna go see. What's the A name? Sorry, I'm not.
Athena.
Athena.
Malgola and Athena.
We're gonna see Athena first.
Okay.
Is it Athena or Athena?
Just Athena. There's no A in the front.
Okay.
What a football game, by the way.
Yeah. Wild.
So, I actually think this is going to take longer than a half an hour.
Okay.
So I might end this now.
That's fine.
Before we
Before-
get too far.
Okay, before we end, I'm going to make another attempt to remove the crown.
Okay.
So you need is it a D20?
It's a Constitution roll.
Constitution check, saving throw, right? Oof.
Barely, but as you move your hands up, he says, "Don't you fucking dare, you little shit." And then there is a push against you, and you get another sharp pain, but you manage to pull it off.
Can I say something to him before he disappears?
You could try.
Hi, Q.
Wait, you said fuck you or
No, bye, Q.
All right.
But he mishears it. He
Did-
thinks
did
he
I
said,
see-
"Fuck you."
did I see Zerwin wince or anything as he took the helmet off?
You can roll a perception check for it.
I would like to.
Well, as soon as I put it away, I'm gonna be like, guys, that guy is not cool.
Who were you talking to that time?
I'm talking. I'm whispering it to our group so that nobody, the guards, aren't hearing us. I say, guys, that guy was not cool. He does not like this place.
Who? Wait. The king?
No, the guy in the crown,
Who were you talking to?
Quentin.
His hat.
I don't know a lot about him other than his sister is also in the crown, and that he wanted me to burn Thorbarden to the ground.
See,
Yeah,
we
that's-
should not be listening to this hat anymore.
That's
Easy, Owen.
probably going to be disagreeable towards our own ends.
Oh, and there's multiple people in this crown. Everyone has been friendly up to this point, except for Quentin and Weaver Wormtoe, who
One
you
of- that person isn't real.
Weaver Wormtoe literally warned me that Quentin was the one that we need to watch out for.
Maybe
that
it was Quentin making a voice.
Was that the only one that you were supposed to watch out for?
Quentin has a sister who is also probably not pleasant, but Weaver gave me some information that what she wants is revenge on her brother Quentin, and so in this specific case, my guess is she wants the opposite of what he wants.
Yeah, she might be an ally then.
She may be. I'll have to sweet talk her, which is my specialty. So
I just feel like maybe in the future we should have a conversation before you just throw that thing on.
Or some kind of safe word, or like, do you think that we could? Do you
The
think
safe
that we
word is
could-
keep going.
Could I mean, not me. I'm too short to reach up to your head, but maybe somebody else could try to tear the crown off if it.
Oh yeah,
You
I want that to happen.
So when I tried to take the crown off earlier. I don't know if any of you saw it, but I could not. I physically could not. So there is a risk. Everybody else has let me take the crown off. Kigan, the one who helped us plan the battle or to plan the ambush, he just wanted beer. So everybody else has just let me take it off. Quentin isn't going to fight me the next time. So, just so you know, if I start acting super strange and I'm not giving you any hints on why I'm doing certain things, I may be talking to Quentin.
All right, we'll keep that
But
in mind.
Just so you know,
You've been acting so super strange every time you put that hat on. But
that's fair. But if I
Noted.
start doing things that seem inherently bad, just know that I am doing my best to fight this guy. But that may be what's happening.
Maybe there's a word you could use to indicate to us that that's what's happening so that we can sort of help. Because we don't know.
My only concern is that Quentin seems very. They seem to be able to see and hear everything that I see and hear. And so if
can
I
they
start,
see and hear what you're saying right now?
I don't know. I don't think
I
so.
doubt it.
I don't think so. But
So
if
I
I
think
say
I think
if
Jan
I
is
s-
onto something. Just
I'm
say
saying
a word. Just say marmoset. Your
Right.
your safe word is marmoset.
my concern is that if I say something non sequitur, someone will know it's weird.
Maybe
Well,
every
then
time
you're-
you put the crown on, we'll be like, "What did you eat last night?" And if you're like, "It was a delicious roasted marmoset,"
Does it seem like they can read your thoughts when you put the crown on?
No. But I don't actually know. But
Okay.
I'm
they
just confused as to why you're so resistant to the safe word idea.
we can do that, but if it's non sequitur, Quentin's gonna notice. He seems
but we
very
will be
sharp.
asking you what you ate last night. It'll
Sure.
be coming from us, not from you.
That's fine.
We should maybe just.
Or you could be like, "Hey, wait, guys, was that a marmoset?"
So can we talk about if you know it's Quentin, what are we gonna do differently?
We're gonna tie your arms behind your back.
Depending
do
on
that.
depending on the situation, we would try to remove the crown.
don't-
Obviously, like if we're here in Thor Barton and that's going to make us stand out and people are going to think we're weird and maybe jail us.
Maybe we would just know. We
But
would just
maybe-
be like, if you're like, "Hey,
People think we're weird
I might
already.
be acting super evil and weird,"
there may
and
not
it's
be a
like,
reason to put
"Hey, you know what my favorite rodent pet is? It's a marmoset." That would just help.
No,
All I'm just saying is,
that would be bad.
there's probably not a need to put the crown on again while we're here.
I feel like maybe we should have more discussions if this is something that we have no access to.
It's super addicting, and I don't know that I'm gonna be.
You know what? We're gonna have to take this crown from you. Is what I'm learning right now.
No.
Is
I'm a
that-
gambler. I'm a gambler at
Is that
heart.
you're like, "Hey guys, it's really bad. There's nothing you can do. I can't
But I think-
communicate anything to you. I'm definitely gonna do it again."
Why don't we do this? Why don't we when I put the crown on, somebody asks me, Zerwin, are you okay? And if I respond with I'm fine, it's Quentin. If I respond with anything else, it's not Quentin, and you don't need to be super alarmed.
Oh, so
Right.
like a safe word.
Yeah, the safe word is literally keep going.
The safe word is "I'm fine." That's good.
Yes, but Marmoset was not good, is what
Hey man, as
it
long as we
works.
got somewhere.
No judgment during brainstorming.
Yeah, well said. That was
Plus,
okay.
we can't take it away, the crown away from Zerwin. That would be the same thing as trying to take Ezra's book away.
Would
It's
it?
theirs.
I don't know, but I definitely don't
That
want
feels
to
like a false equivalency to me.
I can't
I don't
believe
wanna-
That feels
Kendra
like a
just said
real
that.
false equivalence.
I don't think I want to take that chance. Because, guys, the other thing is that this helm has been super helpful up until now. We got the name of Pinnacus. That's how we got to see the Qualinast die. He helped us plan the ambush. Jess, we're the, no. The
Look,
only,
I'm with
first
you.
time.
I completely understand.
So if
that
I
the helmet-
respond,
A
If I
deck of
respond
many
with
things
fine.
is amazing until it's really not.
I feel like we get that the hat has been helpful. You're the one who brought up the fact that the hat might also be possessed by a demon dwarf. So we're just trying to work with you here.
I don't know if he's a demon dwarf.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you, Gelidus and Owen, do you know anything about a dwarf named Quentin?
Probably no such person exists.
Well, you guys can they roll perception on this?
Or
You
roll
didn't even get a
history.
last name.
I got a 13, so I'm gonna be like,
You're gonna have to roll real well on just Quentin. Jesus.
Oh, that's
Christ.
pretty good.
Fucking nat 20 machine over here.
Gelidus the necessary.
Would that
Yeah, on
would it have
history
been an
check.
insight?
All right.
Quentin the baby butcherer or something.
No, I mean he could. I mean,
Quentin.
you could,
Quentin Sharp Pick. Sharp Pick. Buried a pick in his sister's skull while she slept. Thus the name Sharp Pick.
in the
His
womb.
reign. No, she was sovereign. Her name was Dumela Grumbleforge. And she had a daughter named Helginda.
We've heard that name.
You sure have. Quentin killed his sister, and a reign of terror, much like
Caligula.
yes, thank you, Caligula, took place. A little bit shorter than Caligula, although Caligula's reign wasn't long.
Well, he was a dwarf. Caligula was a man. Of course, he was taller.
It was, of course, it was shorter. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I see what you did there, and I will forgive you in the future, but not now. And Quentin is notorious for, a lot of evil shit. He tortured people that disagreed with him. He also was brilliant. He could, people did not want to negotiate with him in the few short years that he was sovereign. He made some really brilliant
He put
moves.
pineapple on pizza.
It's not like he made a horse a senator or anything, but
He made a marmoset a senator, though.
He made a marmoset.
Pizza.
He made a marmoset a
Every
senator.
time.
One of the famous stories about Quentin, since you got a nat 20, is that he was in a council meeting and one of the counselors did something to anger him, which has been lost to history. But he had the man tied to a chair and tortured him to death over the next 7 hours and would not let the rest of the council leave the room while he did it, bringing in food and chamber pots and water so everyone was comfortable while they had to watch him torture this other person to death.
And you said Helginda is Dernela's daughter?
Yes.
All right.
And everyone was convinced that Quentin was going to kill Helginda just to fully take over power, but he seemed to have a soft spot for his niece, soft enough that he just imprisoned her. Eventually, when
he's a peach.
Yeah. And Helginda was young at the time, right? The equivalent of like a 10 or 11-year-old. Eventually, when Quentin was killed by his own guards, much in the same way that Caligula was, Helginda was crowned sovereign. Of course, if you remember the story, Zerwin, Helginda was betrayed by her husband to the demons. Helginda had a whole rash of bad luck. But in between there, she ruled for almost a century. Okay.
And Helginda's last name was Grumbleforge?
Grumbleforge.
Is that Zerwin's last name?
Sure is.
Okay, so the next session will be on the 28th. That's 2 weeks from now.
Yep, that should work.
And who did we lose already? Who was that?
We lose
Jana.
Anna.
Yeah.
Oh, fine. Divvy out them danger awesome points, y'all.
Zerwin, for role playing with a billion different personalities.
Oh, she's back.
Sorry.
We just said that
Okay.
our next meeting is the 28th, and then I started with the danger awesome points.